Welcome, Earthers. I come back to your planet to visit you. I am Naj, and I am here to tell you what good work you are doing in helping to prepare for the Klingon invasion. Because we want to make our job easy, and you are definitely helping us. One of the best ways that you help us is with the drug wars. That is a genius. Very Klingon. You have people that you do not want to have in power. So string them out on drugs, create pockets of poverty that you can use, and take that drug money and use it to reinforce your coffers. You have a problem, but you're the cause of the problem at the same time. This is genius. Genius, very Klingon. We support this. Because not only do you create the demand for the drugs, and then try to get other countries to make their people impoverished and to subject them to violence by trying to control these cartels, that you help keep them alive, because if there was no demand, there'd be no market, there'd be no cartels. But you also give them weapons. I heard about your ATF and how they took some weapons and said, well, we're just going to track them and we're going to see where they go, and then we'll know where these cartel people are. No one knows how that plan was supposed to work. I don't think they knew how it was supposed to work. All it does, though, is it gives weapons to the cartel that we sort of say, here you go, not only will we give you our market, but we're going to give you the weapons so that you can kill each other and create the violence that we abhor so much, that we can go, oh no, violence, you people are so bad. This is hypocritical. This is a waste of time, money, effort, and we applaud it because you are weakening your society, you are weakening your will, you're creating bad tension between neighbors, and all you're doing is a few people are getting rich off of this, and it's not really solving the problem. And it just seems like it's so silly that you can't figure out a better solution to this, which is, if people did not need drugs, if they had jobs, if they had happy families, if they had a life they could be proud of, then they wouldn't need the drugs. There would be no need for it. There would be no market. It would dry up, and they go on to bigger and better things. But because of this next issue, people end up needing drugs because they hate their lives so much. Education, folks. Education is the key. And we applaud those countries, those dictators, those religious regimes that do not want educated people, because educated people think. Educated people want their rights. Look at this Arab Spring, as you saw call it, and Arab Summer. People want their rights. They are fed up. They're saying, why did I get an education so that I could drive a taxi? Not to say anything against taxi drivers. It's a very, very good profession. But people are getting fed up. They cannot have a life. They cannot have what they need. This is how the Russians fell. The Soviets fell because people looked around and they started seeing the outside world and going, why is it that they have so much more than we do if our society is so great? People look around, they're getting hassled, they can't make a living, and so now they're wanting their rights. This is because of education. So what will happen? Well, what's going to happen, if you look into the future, which of course you can't, but I can, is that the regimes are going to get rid of education. That's why the Taliban does not educate their women, because they don't want it. Smart women are dangerous. As I'll talk about in another episode. Smart women are dangerous. We don't want them. We do not want people that can think, that look around and say, wait a minute, why can't we have everything? Why not? We want you to be worried, scared, and so we do not educate. That's why our educational system is the way it is. It is not by accident, folks. It is the way that it is meant to be. Because people do not want you to think. They do not want you to question. They do not want you to really be excited about anything. Because then you might realize that, hey, I don't want to settle for this. I want more. And you can't have more because we don't want to give you more. So that's a very Klingon way of doing things. It doesn't quite have some honor. You should at least tell people, look, you're going to be a warrior. Go into the military. That's where you need to be. You are going to be a servant. Go in there and do that. That's where you need to be. That is where the communists were right. In that everybody has a role to fulfill in society. And that is the Klingon way, and that's the way it'll be when we take you over. And it seems like you're going over that way because now college is so expensive. You are getting less for more money, and the colleges cannot offer more. They're no longer making decisions based on education. They're based on money. And once you do that, you lose the quality of education. You lose the quality of research, development, trying to find new things, think outside the box, because you must conform. We must have money. We are running scared. And when we do that, we shall fall. The United States shall fall. Other countries will step up. India, China, that used to send their people to the United States to get their education, made up our graduate schools, made us strong. Or now they're going to stay home and they're going to say, well, we can just do as well here. Why do we need to go to the U.S.? And without people coming and experiencing the U.S. and seeing that we are not the great Satan after all, our relations will worsen. More destruction in the world. And you guys will be ready for us. In 100 years, you shall be ready for us to take you over because you will have nothing. Everybody will be unhappy, wandering around going, why can't I live the way I want to live? We shall show you how. We shall give it to you. Which leads me next to looking out for each other. Regulation. What is the purpose of a government? A government should keep you safe. Food should not harm you. We have things where you can do just about anything to food. 1920s. There were books written, the progressive movement, what was going on. Sinclair Lewis and the meatpacking industry made people sick. Now, and then we had regulations and we sort of took care of it. Now we're dismantling all that. Let's get rid of all those regulations. They are unnecessary. They are preventing people from making money. It's like, oh, government interference. Well, there are some things that your government should interfere in. Unless people are going to be honorable and unless they are going to abide by the rules and do what's best, they need to be held accountable. They need to have the interest at heart. And what about this fast food and nutrition? Whose responsibility is that? We must take responsibility. But again, we see the trend. Get rid of regulation. Only big corporations can get away with whatever they want. They should not have to worry about the little people. People get sick, people die. Oh well, it's okay. Corporations stand to make their money. Yes. Again, it is dishonorable. Klingons are about honor. And so we applaud it because, again, we will not have any compunctions about taking you over because you are getting less and less honorable, which means that you do not deserve the chance to survive. You need to be taken over. You need to be taken into submission. And it shall happen, and the Klingons shall do it. So get ready, folks. 100 years. Of course, you guys will probably not be around, but I will. This is Nod.